What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be on the GoPro doing a little bit of squirrel hunting. We've got Emily with us and we've got the old 22. This is my first gun that I was ever given. It's a 22. It can switch into a 410, but it's like a youth model. It's really small. It's not even a zoom scope, so you can't zoom in to get a better shot. You pretty much just have to move farther back or get closer. But it's so much fun. It's a challenge to try to shoot these things. It's just a blast. But right now, we have just started walking into the woods. I've got to get two of my trail cameras. I actually don't even... Where's my trail camera? My trail camera is not there. I already got that one, I think. We're gonna work our way back towards my tree stand back here. There's also another camera that is back there. And we're just gonna slowly walk through, look for sheds, look for deer sign. Just like this right here. Y'all check this out. Look at that. That is a stinking rub right there. So we're gonna be looking for deer sign, off-season scouting, sheds, and squirrels. So 3 things. Just gonna have some fun and see what happens. Y'all are coming along for it. Got another rub right there, and there was a scrape. There's another rub. So rub there, rub up there, rub right there, and we had a scrape going right there back in November.
Hey.
There it is. Hey, I found my... I originally had it over there, but this is the camera that I came in after. So this one, and there's also one more over there, but I'm gonna leave this for now. We'll get it on the way back and we will check the trail camera pictures on that if the battery hasn't died. That's the only thing that could be the issue with no pictures, is having a dead trail camera. That'd be no good. Look at all the scraping. There's a ton of scrapes all the way down through there from turkeys looking for like acorns or worms, any sort of thing they can get their hands on in the wintertime. They've scratched all that alongside that hill, all up on this old road bed. Right up here, all of that. Good grief. Let's jump up on this ridge and we'll start walking towards that camera, and we can kind of work our way back that way as we come back down. Turkey track there. Another one right there. We just got done eating some turkey jerky. If you guys haven't seen that video, head back on the channel and check it out. We made some turkey jerky and another batch of deer jerky. Turkey scratching, some more turkey scratching. There's a rub. I'm just wondering if the deer have dropped their antlers. I want to know where they dropped their antlers, actually. Here's the old tree stand where I spent many hours this year trying to kill my target buck, but never did. So hopefully these trail camera pictures will show that he is still alive. I'm gonna have to come back here and take this tree stand down here pretty soon, but I can't right now because I have a huge hole in my leg because I was being an idiot with a pocket knife and stabbed a hole in my leg. So moral of the story is, don't play with brand new, very sharp knives and pretend like you're cutting your leg, because you will actually stab a giant hole in your leg. So don't be me. Yeah, so there was one day that I did not hunt this stand. So from the stand to this old road bed, I mean, it's about a 15-yard shot. I know it probably looks a lot farther just because it's a GoPro and it's wide angled, but it's like a 15-yard shot to right here. Up there it's maybe 10 yards. But my my trail camera is right here, and I got the deer walking. It was actually trailing a doe right here, gonna go right up to my stand 10 to 15 yards away, and I couldn't hunt the stand just because the wind was bad. So I hunted a different spot. I hunted our other farm, and the deer walked right past the camera that exact day at like 4:30. So could have shot him with my bow, but the wind was bad. So he lives another year. Hopefully he made it. I'm really hoping and praying that he made it. But this camera is coming out with us, so we will take it down. I don't even think there's an SD card in it. Yeah, I took the SD card out. The battery died a couple weeks ago, and I never put another one back in it. I kind of wish I would have, so I could have seen what was walking back through here. It's the same thing.
That looks like it has blood on the...
Yeah, it definitely does. It's got deer fat. There's blood and deer fat.
Take a picture of that.
Well, this time he is on the right side. So, this arrow, we found 2 arrows, the exact same thing, exact same broadheads. One was a clean miss, the other one, yeah, the other one actually has deer hair on it. So this arrow was on the opposite property where I don't think anybody has permission, so I don't know, that's kind of sketchy. And then this one we just found, this is actually on the property he can hunt, but that is 2 arrows that we just recovered. I wonder how many more we're gonna find.
Which way was it aiming? Like,
this one was from in the ground, like he was shooting from down there.
what the crap?
Yeah, that's, huh, that is pretty weird.
It's like $50 that he didn't try to find.
Broadheads, whole arrow, and both of these arrows are missing that third fletching, and it's the same exact fletching too. Well, no squirrels, no sheds, but we found 2 arrows. So maybe we're on an arrow roll today. So we walked a good ways over that way and didn't see any squirrels, no sheds. We saw a lot of deer sign, and now we're back to where we started. We walked around for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. My hands are freezing cold. And the insane thing is, usually when I hunt that stand, I'll see, I'm not lying, probably 15 squirrels out of that one stand. But the one time you come back to actually hunt for them, you don't see any. I'm not kidding. That stand, I've never seen so many squirrels in my life from a tree stand before. I need to bring like an air rifle or something next time I hunt that stand with the bow so I can just pop squirrels, because I'm telling you, I could limit out so fast. Like at one time, I think I counted 7 squirrels that I could see around me at one time, which is crazy. But that spot definitely produces. I just don't think today was a great day for squirrel hunting, just because it was windy. It is freezing, and the wind's calmed down now, but it was really, really windy, and I think all those squirrels were tucked up in their nests and not wanting to come down. If I was a squirrel, I'd be all cozy up in those leaves, not wanting to come down either, so I don't blame them. But we're gonna work our way down into this bottom and slowly work back up to the top of this hill, just see if we can't see a shed, look for signs, and possibly shoot a squirrel if we see one. Hopes are still high for one, but I guess time will tell. Well, folks, it is a new day. We are back up at the house, and we have 2 skulls that we need to make European mounts out of. So this is the buck that my dad shot this year. It was a really nice 7-pointer. We also have my girlfriend's little cousin's buck. So I gotta do this deer also. It's gonna be kind of a surprise for her. But usually what I do is I dunk the deer skulls down into this soapy water while it's boiling, let it simmer for probably 2 hours, pull it out, and then I'll take a pressure washer to it, and it just sprays all that meat and everything off of it. And I'll cut away some and then put it back into the water with some borax, let it simmer for probably another hour or so, and then just cut away and pressure wash most of that meat off, and it should be good to go. What I do after that is use 40 developer and like a whitener and just leave that on overnight and then rinse it off the next morning. And then pretty much you have a super white European mount. So usually the first step when I'm doing these European mounts is wrap up the antlers in just some cheap plastic wrap. I usually do the bases just so that brown color in the bottom of the antlers doesn't fade out. And all you'll have to do is get some plastic wrap, just, I mean, cheap as can be. You can go to Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and just get some. But we'll wrap the base of these antlers with about this much plastic wrap, and then you'll just have electrical tape that'll go around also. This is pretty much just, I mean, it's gonna save the color of the antler, which is really what you want to do. Get it as snug as you can around the base of the antler, and then just start wrapping it around just like that. So what you're gonna be left with is the base of the antler wrapped up just like that with some plastic wrap. And then we're gonna go back with some electrical tape. This is just gonna help it hold. So we'll get this and get it, I mean, as tight as you can possibly get it around the base of that antler, because you really don't want any of that water coming up in there. So the tighter you can get it around the base, the better. So here's our deer skull with plastic wrap and then the base wrapped with electrical tape. I have it really tight around the base of that just so water can't seep up in there as easy, and it'll keep that color in the base of these antlers. So I'm gonna do that to this side and then work on this smaller one, and I'll catch you guys back over there once I finish this up. I cannot hardly see. So this is taking a lot longer than what I thought it was going to. So moral of the story is, if you're gonna do a European mount on a deer, make sure you leave it in the freezer until you're ready to start boiling it and actually doing the European mount, because if you leave it sitting outside, it's just gonna turn to like beef jerky. It's literally just gonna dry onto the skull, and it's gonna be an absolute pain to get it off. Just like what I'm experiencing right now. It's a mess. It is taking so long. I started this at like 3 o'clock and it is 8 now, and the skulls are still in this boiling water. But what I did, I took them out that first time like you saw, and I sprayed them off, and I got some of that meat off, but most of it is still on there. But I'm gonna take it out this last time. It is dark, as you can see, so what I'm gonna do is just try to spray this off and get it all done, and I'll catch you guys inside. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the next day, and these skulls turned out pretty stinking awesome, but right now we're about to rinse them off and we'll get the full picture on how these things turned out. There's the first skull down, washed off awesome, no black, nothing on there, and that thing's ready to go. That looks awesome. That turned out really, really good. I mean, as you can see, the teeth whitened up, the underside of this whitened up, and usually you have trouble with the back side of this being all black or nasty or gunked up, and turned out great. So super pleased with this. Now we're gonna go on to the smaller skull, but there's the big 7 that Dad killed. Couldn't be more pleased. So let's move on to the small one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you learned a little something about doing a European mount. And also a big thing that I took away from this, like I said in the video, is do not leave your skulls out. It's just gonna make it a heck of a lot harder once you go to do these European mounts on them. The meat on the skull, it just takes so long for it to boil off once it dries on there. So if you have room in the freezer, just leave it in there frozen until you're ready to do the European mount, and it'll just save you a ton of time, and it'll make it a heck of a lot easier. But for those of you that are new on this channel, make sure you subscribe. I post on Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. You can hit that little notification bell so you can be notified when I post a new video. Just helps you stay in the loop on all the stuff that's going on. Also, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and as always, we will catch you guys in the next one. Love y'all.